Hey everyone, and welcome back to Robot Boy, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at the potential release window for No Man's Sky Next based off what we know about it all so far. Yes, this is speculation and not actual information, but I figure that we can establish a pretty good window based on the information we have received so far. So firstly, let's discuss those Amazon leaks that have been floating around recently. If you don't know already, Amazon have listed that No Man's Sky is set to be released on Xbox at the end of July, and the date has been shifting. I think it's been between sort of the 20th and the end of the month. It's changed a few times every now and again. However, I think this is probably and most obviously a placeholder. I mean, there's no reason why it couldn't be that. It fits in the sort of summer time frame, but there's nothing concrete about it yet. It keeps shifting around, so I wouldn't take that as definitive confirmation. I mean, look at Spider-Man PS4, that was listed for a June release and then was announced to be released in September last week, so I wouldn't really take Amazon's listing too seriously at the moment. But with that out of the way, let's discuss when the update itself, not the Xbox version, the update itself could release in relation to the Xbox version. So in Sean's blog post the other week, he stated that the Xbox version will release with Foundation, Pathfinder, Atlas Rises and No Man's Sky Next all installed from day one. Now, this by no means is an indication that the next update will release on the same day as the Xbox version. It will be installed when the Xbox version releases. However, it could release on the PC and the PS4 way beforehand, maybe, you know, a week or a couple weeks before the Xbox release. And I actually personally think this is what will happen. And the reason I think that is because I think they'll most likely want to be able to patch out any major issues that might pop up from the update initially. I mean, given the size of this update and the fact that it will most likely feature heavy multiplayer implementations and things like that, I doubt they'd want to risk their new Xbox release encountering all of these bugs on the day of release. I reckon they'll launch on PC and PS4 first, iron out the bugs, iron out the glitches, and then Xbox will have a day one patch that will immediately iron out all of these problems. And, you know, if there's anything that Hello Games do not want, it's a rocky launch for their game again. So us PS4 and PC players, we know the drill. We're more accepting, we're more forgiving. But Xbox players might be less forgiving if the new update drops on the day of release and it ruins everything and the game is broken and everything goes wrong. So I think that's most likely what will happen. Additionally, if the game is launching with the 4 updates already installed, I imagine that it will all be in the game's file for Xbox, and it won't be sort of you put the disc in and then it's like, oh, here's the 4 updates you need to download additionally. I reckon the disc will contain all of the content and install it all together. So when you buy the Xbox version on disc, you're buying the game and the 4 updates all on it together. You don't have to download it additionally. When it's installing the game, it will be installing all of the content. So this would then mean that the update would have to already have been finished and installed on the disc before the Xbox versions are packaged and shipped, which is obviously going to be, you know, at least a couple of weeks ahead of the launch. So if the update is indeed ready, I highly doubt that Hello Games are going to be sitting there for 2 to 3 weeks just kind of twiddling their thumbs waiting for the release on PS4 and PC. I reckon they'll just get it out and get it out into the open. So when could all of this happen? Well, I mentioned in my other video about why Xbox is a great thing for No Man's Sky, and that the Xbox version and the Xbox deal is likely here and happening due to the end of a 2-year deal with Sony. Now, you probably will think that this deal is going to end in August, right? Well, that's what I thought at first, but if you think about it, that's when the game launched, fair enough. However, if you remember back, the game was actually originally going to be released in June, until relatively close to the launch when it got pushed back. So potentially this could mean that the Sony deal, if this could not be a thing, it might not be a real thing, I'm just saying that it could be a thing, and if this is the thing, then this is what's happening. But if it is the case, then that means the Sony deal would end in June. So we could potentially see it launch before August, before the 2-year anniversary update. And I know a lot of you are all going to think it's August for that reason, but maybe just have a think about it from that perspective as well. So what do you think? Now, in terms of the definition of summer, astronomical summer begins in the UK on the 21st of June Although the meteorological summer technically starts on the 1st of June, if you go by calendar months, it's June, July, August, those 3 months, but it's actually the 21st of June, and then it ends midway through September. But I don't think we're going to see it in September. For me personally, my honest opinion, I think we're going to see it in July. Like the Amazon listing sort of hinted at, I think August would be too long, far too long. Yes, it would coincide with the anniversary, but I don't think they'd push it back that far just for the sake of that. You know, it would have been literally a whole year between updates. They know we want stuff soon. I think a year would be taking it too far. And I think June would be too early based on the size of this content they're putting together. They obviously have a lot to do. So I think June would be too early. I think so July kind of sits nicely in the middle there. It's a nice window to release the update first and then the Xbox version. Hello Games aren't purposefully trying to make us wait longer than we need to. You know, if they could release it right now, the update, I'm sure they would, but we all know how releasing something early turned out last time for them. So yeah, they're just going to get it done and release it when they can. So for me, I think it's probably going to release sometime in July. If it's any earlier, that's great. If it's any later, fair enough. We waited this long anyway. But as I say, it's all speculation. But based on the information we have so far, I think from, you know, this is what we can deduce is most likely. But as always guys, what do you think? When do you think the update will drop? Please leave your ideas and thoughts in the comments below. What do you think the significance of the word next means in relation to the future of No Man's Sky? And are you excited for the new update? I know I am. As always, please give the video a like if you enjoyed, and do subscribe to join me on this journey if you haven't done so already. And with that, I'll see you all in the next video.